Jeremiah was a young man when he first felt the weight of a calling that would define his entire life. Born into a priestly family in the town of Anathoth, just a few miles from Jerusalem, he lived during a time when his nation, Judah, stood on the edge of collapse. The people had turned from their ancient ways, chasing after idols and trusting in political alliances instead of the God who had brought them out of slavery. As Jeremiah grew, so did the burden in his heart. He saw injustice in the streets, leaders who ruled with cruelty, priests who lied, and prophets who spoke only what the people wanted to hear. Yet his heart burned not with anger, but with sorrow. He knew that something terrible was coming, and he had to be the one to warn them. He spoke in the city gates and in the temple courts, calling people back to righteousness, to compassion, to truth. He told them that destruction was near, not because of fate, but because of their choices. But the people did not listen. Instead, they mocked him, beat him, and threw him into prison. His own family turned against him. At one point, he was even lowered into a muddy cistern and left to die. But Jeremiah endured. Though his words were heavy with warning, they were also laced with hope. He spoke of a time after the exile, when hearts would be changed from within, when the law would be written not on stone, but on the hearts of people. He spoke of restoration, of a covenant that would never be broken. Eventually, the Babylonian armies came. Jerusalem fell, the temple was destroyed, and the people were taken into captivity. Jeremiah watched it all, his heart breaking not just for his people, but for the dreams that once were. Still, he remained. While others were taken, he stayed behind in the ruins, mourning, but also writing, preserving the story of his people and his faith in scrolls that would survive long after the smoke had cleared. Jeremiah's life was marked by sorrow, but also by unshakable hope. Though he lived through the fall of a kingdom, he never gave up on the promise that something better would rise from the ashes. And through his tears, he helped shape a future where people could begin again.